Hi, I'm Paul Aslett and I own Brightside PT, and we're going to be working along with Eric Dial from Eric Robinson to give you guys 10 top tips leading up to the Winchester Half Marathon. The first tip is start training now. Whether it's walking a little bit more, start thinking about having a little bit more of a plan in place, start doing a little bit of exercise, a little bit of jogging. What you'll find is you won't be stressing towards the half marathon and you'll be able to enjoy the event more, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so tip number 2 is look after your heart. And that's quite apt this year because Eric Robinson and Brightside are sponsoring Wessex Heartbeat in their 25th year. So how can you look after your heart? Well, if you take your resting pulse first thing in the morning, just 2 fingers around about here, and you'll feel your heart beating, I hope. Take your pulse for 60 seconds, count your beats. Then what you can do is try and take that every 3rd day throughout your training. And if your heart rate goes up by 10 to 15 beats, in the morning, it means that your body's quite tired, so it's probably a good day to have a rest day, or you might be getting ill. Okay, so we're on to tip number 3, and tip number 3 is improve your efficiency. So obviously when you're running, you want to go out and you want to do some running, but you want to make that running feel as easy as possible. So doing some very basic drill work just to get your body working as efficiently as possible will be good for you. Okay, so make sure that you are doing some strength work and doing some other efficiency work to complement your running. Okay, so we're on to tip number 4, and tip number 4 is improve your stability. So when you're running, you're on one leg or the other leg, look at that, at any one time. So the more stable you can be on each side, the better it is and the less chance you have of getting injured. So something quite simple you can do to practice this, like Eric is beautifully demonstrating, is just to stand on one leg and see how long you can stand on one leg for. Give it a go. And tip number 5 is listen to your feet. You want to be as light on your feet as you possibly can. You think the louder you are on the feet, there you go, the more impact that's coming up through your joints, the more tired you're going to get, the more chance there is of being injured. And we do not want to get injured. So you want to make sure you're as light on your feet as possible, ninja style, stealth-like lightness on your feet. And you can do that in many different ways, but just be aware of how loud you are when you're running. So we're on to tip number 6, and tip number 6 is strengthen your core. So the more stair you go, the core here, strengthen that as much as possible. You can do that by doing numerous amounts of exercises, like doing some plank exercises, some side plank exercises, and all that's going to mean is that your breathing will improve and you're going to be able to hold your body position while you're running for a much longer period of time. And a half marathon's a long way, so this is an important tip. Tip number 7 is drink more water. So you should be aiming, Eric, at drinking around about 2 to 3 litres of water a day. So what that'll do, that'll mean that you'll recover quicker, you'll have more energy, and also if you're aiming at any weight loss targets, drinking water is one of the most efficient things you can do to speed that process up as well. There are 4 water stops around the route, so make sure you make the most of those, and there's plenty of water at the finish. So water needs to become your new best friend after Eric here, obviously. Cheers, guys. Okay, so we're on to tip number 8, and tip number 8 is pace yourself. So when you're running, and I see that we do see this quite a lot of people sometimes go out far too fast, Eric. If only there was someone that could pace you round, like a target timer. Now, in fact, there are target timers that are going to be there, amazing. And you can latch onto those guys and girls and make sure that you're running at the speed you need to be running at to achieve the time that you want. So tip number 9 is know where you're going. Now, you want to know where you're going because otherwise you might end up running further, you might end up getting lost. Now there is somewhere you can get all this information, and that is on the Winchester Half Marathon site. So have a look at that. You'll find the map. I think Eric's got lost as well. You'll find the map of where you can go, where you can park. And another top tip, and Eric actually told me this one, is go run a little bit of the route before the race as well. And top tip number 10 is eat and drink right. So make sure the week leading up to the event that you don't have anything you wouldn't usually have. Make sure that your breakfast that you have on the day of the race, that you've probably had that quite a few times leading up to the event as well. But the most important thing of all is to enjoy yourself and have fun. Good luck, everyone.